Hi, I'm David Wheldon. I've spent almost 40 years in the advertising and marketing industry. My last full-time job was part of the clean-up team at what was then RBS as CMO and sitting on the Exco. Now I find myself blissfully semi-retired, yet busy. I often hear people describe me as a guru and an icon and things that make me sound like I'm dead actually, but luckily enough I'm not dead, but of course it's hugely flattering. I never think of myself like that, and I think it's pretty important that I don't, because there's one thing I really value about great people I've worked with, it's their inherent humility. Those with hubris aren't usually as good as they think they are. In two phases, which is my visceral response, what do I think of this now, and then my considered one. I actually call it the shower test. If somebody's presented me something brilliant and I'm standing in the shower and I can remember it the next day, it's probably brilliant. If I can't, it's not, or it's my memory. I think advertising's probably always been about storytelling. At the heart of a good story is making sure people can remember it and retell it too. And if you touch people, they usually remember it. I like that Maya Angelou quote. I also know to be true. People won't remember what you said, they won't remember what you did, but they will remember how you made them feel. And if you can make people feel something, you usually land a great idea very, very well. The ability to look at a problem from different angles, think about it in different ways and come up with a new solution is in many ways the definition of creativity. Sir John, he talks about it being imagination and the ability to dream that drives great creativity. I was interviewing somebody the other day for my WFA podcast, and I asked him, what advice have you got for people in marketing today? To which he said, be positive, bring positive energy and positive intent into the room, and you'll be astonished at the response you get. And I love that, because I've always found that people who have a positive mindset get better results. I think it's a great Keith Weed quote, actually. He says, miserable people get miserable results. I'm a big fan of not chasing the shiny new. I think one of the things we've seen over the last few years is too much shiny new, too many people chasing the digital promise only to find it was an empty one. I'm a mixture of a Luddite and an enthusiast, is an odd thing to say, because I love all the new tech, but I'm wary of some of it. Speed of the feedback loop is immediate now. Whatever you do, you can get feedback straight away. Number of channels or routes to market are infinite, and actually the discipline required to get a great message out consistently is what you still need to have. Back in the day when we all went to work the next day and said, "Do you see News at 10 last night? Do you see that new Heineken ad in the centre break?" That shared experience has gone in many ways. Now, of course, it's literally still here because it's the share that people send you. If you look at what people send you and the content they tweet, that's a shared experience too. And actually, great work still gets shared. You don't need to buy it, you earn it through the brilliance of the work. And if you've got great work that people love, they'll share it. And it's great to see. I'm very impressed by the creativity I can see in all sorts of ways. So if you look at TikTok, I think it was Graham Fink who did a fantastic piece about what people are creating and what energy they've got, how smartly they use the tech, and how there's some great creative people out there, but they're not inside agencies. And actually I always urge agencies, go find those kind of people, because they bring a freshness and a perspective that is quite different. Still youthful, even if I don't look it. I'm still learning every day. I'm still applying my trade and craft. I take immense pleasure mentoring people and trying to help them learn a little bit from what I've done if it's any use to them. And I really still like honing my craft. I've always worried about turning into anecdote man. I don't want to kind of live in the past and tell you great stories of all the things I used to do. I could, but I don't want that. I want to tell you great stories about what I did yesterday and what I'm doing tomorrow.